Hey, what's up? It's Teacher Pablo. It's another Thursday, and well, it's time for me to talk a little bit about this beautiful place called Brazil. And well, these videos they are entirely in English because it's a way for me to communicate with the international community in international language, and of course, show off a little bit. Ha! Well, this is probably one of the hardest videos that I've ever made. Like in my whole life because I'm going to talk about my favorite things, like 5 things that I just love about being Brazilian. And well, there are so many. It was, first of all, hard to choose like 5 among all of the things that I love about my country. But also because each and every one of these favorite things, like at least most of them, have a downside, you know, because they're either a product of some dysfunctionality in our society, or they're just something that is like a cursed heritage from a colonial past. But anyway, you know, like this deeper analysis will come in the future or not, because, well, I don't want to get depressed over stuff that I love. So now here for you, the 5 things I love the most about being Brazilian. Check it out. Well, as you can see, I got a few like guitars, both acoustic and electric here. And as I'm a musician, there's one thing that I love about my country. If there's one thing that I love about my country, is that it's musically diverse. Like musical diversity is something here in Brazil that needs to be respected. It's a product of many socio-economic scenarios, like different between each other, and also of all of the peoples that have colonized us, or that have been enslaved, unfortunately, or even decimated for that matter. But, well, anyway, just it's one of the downsides of being native to a colonized country. This is the downside. Like I said, there's a downside to each of these aspects. But the upside, the consequence that these interactions, and despite the quality of them, like created a beautiful and diverse musical scenario here in my country. We have forró, which is a northeastern genre. We have Brazilian hip hop, which is freaking insane and awesome. We have samba, which is an African, like rhythm. It's not African, like African Brazilian. And this is something that I'm going to discuss further in the future, because the African Brazilian aspects of Brazilian culture, they are deeply influenced by the European culture, because, well, the Africans, they were dominated and enslaved. But something unique came out of all of this. And I'm not here in a position to make any judgments, but, as a Brazilian, as a product of these interactions, even though I'm white, or white looking for that matter, it's something that needs further discussion. But as for music, it just couldn't be better. It was amazing. We have amazing musical diversity. And this is one, probably my top favorite thing in Brazilian culture. I just love this. There's even a video about 5 Brazilian songs that you need to know. It's here on my channel. The link's going to be in the description. Watch it, and I hope you like it, because I made some real effort to bring non-cliche things to you. The second thing I love the most about being Brazilian is our creativity. And I'm not talking only about artistic creativity. I'm talking about scientific creativity. Because here it goes. Science in Brazil nowadays has little to no investments at all. And still, science lives on in our society. And also our people it's not like we live in a country with high life quality. We need to get by. Actually, most of us just survive. But still, we make something out of this, and we get to smile. We get to, it's just more than getting by. We create something out of it, because we were built upon poverty and slavery. And despite our like natural resources, Brazil is probably the wealthiest country when it comes to natural resources. But our society is highly unfair when it comes to distribution and access to wealth. But that's something else entirely. What I mean is, this chaotic and contradictory scenario made Brazilians, out of necessity, create something unique. Like every day, someone comes up with something, with a creative way to struggle, to produce science, to produce art. And like I said, the downside is a cursed heritage from a colonial past, and a very unequal society, but still we managed to make something good out of it. And we are very well known, like all over the world, for that. Something else that I love about my country is that we know how to have fun. Yes, 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 yes. Even though we're colonizers, they were Catholic, and like hyper moralists, this country has developed a taste, for partying really hard. And I'm really proud about that because we know how to throw a party. We know how to have fun. And what is the upside, like sociologically speaking, I would say, is that we know how to connect with people. And we made an industry out of entertainment. Much like the Americans, but, well, not as sumptuous or anything like that. Everywhere you go in the goddamn world, Brazilians know how to connect with people. We know how to make our way through. And even people who go to churches and stuff, they have like March for Jesus, which is pretty much like a carnival, like a gospel carnival. And well, that's their way of having fun, And who am I to judge, man? If it rocks your boat, and it's probably, I think, this is almost a matter of survival because objective life is so hard on us. It's like living in this country is like a daily struggle. But our spirit, what makes us like us, is something that is joyful per definition. Don't ask me why or how. It needs some anthropological studies for that. But since we have this nature, we need to find ways to cope with objective reality. And, well, it makes us like that. At least that's the way I see it. If you disagree, you can comment. Or if you ever had an experience with hard partying Brazilians, just please tell me in the comments as well. Oh man, Brazilian cuisine. Ah, Jesus Christ. Look, I'm sorry, but you just cannot compete with us on that. Like, have you ever been to Bahia, man? Like the African heritage, it left us such amazing things, just like acarajé, vatapá, abará, and all of those amazing things that you probably never tasted in your whole life. And when you do, you're gonna lose control and you're gonna have a huge stomachache afterwards. But trust me, well, I don't think it's worth it, but anyway, you're gonna lose control, but it's just so strong and and well, there's something here to be considered. Brazilian cuisine is something very vague. When I mention all of those, like unique pieces of food, like acarajé, vatapá, and that kind of stuff, this is northeastern Baiana food. In Minas Gerais, man, Minas Gerais is like, that place is like a gastronomic orgy. It's like, have you ever tried tutu de feijão? And have you ever tried, like, they have these like bacon pieces, and they're just awesome, and just like, mouth watering, man. It's just insane. Seriously, like, it's worth coming to Brazil just to try Brazilian food. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We got fish, we got like special meats, we got bacon, we got everything. You seriously need to try all of the aspects of Brazilian cuisine, and you're not going to regret. Feijoada, man. There are about like 3 or 4 different kinds of feijoada in this country, and each one of them is like awesome in its own way. Trust me, you will never regret if you come to Brazil just to eat. I'm telling you that. And well, my last but not least favorite thing, the quality of cultural production here in this country. Even though I'm a teacher, I'm an artist, like, in my soul. I'm a cinephile, I'm a musician, I'm a singer, guitar player. And this country has produced, and also love to read, and this country has produced some of the greatest things, like, that I have ever seen in my life. Guitar players such as Robertinho de Recife, Juninho Afran, many others, man. Torquato Mariano here from Bahia. We have Caetano Veloso, we have João Gilberto, we have Bezerra da Silva, we have João Baldo Ribeiro, like probably one of my, like, no, not probably, like my favorite Brazilian author, and so many people that have made such relevant things. And I got chills, man, talking about this. The quality of Brazilian cultural production is just outstanding, despite the technological obstacles that most artists have to overcome. Like Top Gear for music, for example, here is highly expensive. Our national industry is not subsidized either because, well, in my opinion, it needs some subsides, And even with all of this, like, absolutely, how can I say, challenging scenario, we get to soldier on, we got to deliver amazing things when it comes to cultural production. And just like everything that I said here, we gotta get to know, man, Vinicius de Moraes, João Baldo Ribeiro, Bezerra da Silva, like that guy is just he's the voice of Rio. Like I don't think anyone has ever sung Rio like he did. We have Caetano Veloso, which is like an entity among men and women. There's his sister, Maria Bethânia, which is one of the best interpreters I've ever seen in my life. And they're like best friend Gal Costa. Do you play guitar? Get to know Robertinho de Recife, Torquato Mariano, and all of these amazing people that just make Brazil like a superpower when it comes to cultural production. And I wish I could see Brazil. And oh, of course, I forgot filmmakers. José Padilha, Fernando Meirelles, Glauber Rocha, like back then when it was like Cinema Novo time. Well, I'm gonna stop here because I can't help but getting a little emotional. If you like this video, if it was relevant to you, just hit the button to subscribe, like it, and I'll see you next Thursday with a video that opposes to this one. Like I'm gonna talk about things in my country that I'm not so fond of. Thank you. See ya.